Hi class, this is Neil, and this is the second video of lesson 3 using the reference triangle. And this video will look at using reference triangles in a variety of problems. So I'm going to transition to the slideshow so that we can take notes on a reference triangle. It's something that we saw in the previous lesson, but I'll provide you with the notes again here. Okay, so a reference triangle is just a right triangle created using the reference angle as one acute angle. And the reference angle here has to touch the x-axis. So if I sketch in an angle theta, the reference angle is again the acute angle that's formed between theta and the x-axis. Now, in this particular example, to draw in the reference triangle, I'm really just going to drop a straight line or a vertical line straight down from where the terminal ray intersects the circle to the x-axis. And there I have my reference triangle. Okay, you can pause the video there, take notes if you need to. Okay, so let's look how we would use this in a variety of problems. So in example 1, we're told that we need to create a reference triangle that intercepts the given circle given that theta equals 150. All right, so I'm going to start off by just drawing in my guide angles or my quadrantal angles, just so I have a sense of where these angles are on the circle. Okay, so now I'm going to draw on the initial side of my angle, which is in the positive x-axis. And now I know that 150 is between 90 and 180, a little bit closer to 180 than it is to 90. So here's my angle theta. Okay, so to draw the reference angle first, that's the acute angle formed between the terminal side of that angle and the x-axis. I indicate that with an R. And my reference triangle here is the triangle formed by extending a vertical line down from where that ray intersects the circle, tracing that terminal ray and the x-axis. And I'll indicate it's a right triangle by drawing a box in the right angle. So that's my reference triangle. Okay, let's look at example 2. In example 2, we're told that the terminal side of theta intersects the circle at the point -2, -5. And we need to create the reference triangle for theta and label the sides. All right, I'm going to first just label my point here, -2, -5. All right, so I'm going to sketch in theta. And now theta extends from the initial side, which is the positive x-axis, all the way to a terminal ray that intersects point P. Okay, I'll indicate that as theta. Okay, so to sketch that reference triangle, first of all, I need to realize that the reference angle is the angle formed here, the acute angle formed by that terminal ray to the x-axis. And now to draw in my triangle, I drop a vertical line down to point P, extend the base of the triangle along the x-axis, and I'll just trace the hypotenuse there. And I'll just indicate that with a little box to indicate it's a right angle. All right, so we do need to label our sides. So we need to remember x here represents a horizontal distance. So for this particular problem, the base of my triangle I would write as -2. My y value is my vertical distance, so I would label that side with -5. Okay, so those are the two examples. For the practice problems, you're asked to do things that are similar to what we did in these examples. In a few questions, though, question 4 and 6 in particular, you're asked to find the radius. So it's important to note for question 4 that the radius extends from the center of the circle all the way to the edge. And these coordinates here give you a clue as to what the radius of that circle would be. For question 6, we're told that the terminal side of theta intersects the circle at C, which is 5, -12. So we're given an x and a y value there. When you sketch in your angle, theta, and then you also sketch in your reference angle, r, and then from there you make your reference triangle, that gives us information that we can use to find the radius of that circle. I know that C intersects at 5, -12. One thing I should think about is, well, if this horizontal distance here is 5, the vertical distance is -12, what can I use to find that missing side? And we've done it before. We did it in the first problem of the do now. All right, best of luck with those 6 problems, and I'll see you in the next video.